Russia says it has launched a massive overnight strike across Ukraine, targeting what Moscow describes as critical military, industrial, and logistics infrastructure around Kyiv and the wider Kyiv region. The Russian Defense Ministry says high-precision weapons and long-range drones hit weapons production facilities, warehouses, a fuel depot, and logistics centers, while strikes were also reported at Ukrainian port infrastructure in the Black Sea region. According to Moscow, the strikes in Kyiv targeted facilities linked to Ukraine's growing long-range strike capability. Russia claims the targets included a Firepoint manufacturing facility, the Ukrspec Systems complex, an aviation assembly plant, and the Antonov enterprise. Moscow says these facilities were involved in producing or assembling drones, aircraft, and components for long-range weapons. Those claims have not been independently verified. The Kyiv region was also a major focus. Russian officials say drones struck the Martusivka transport and logistics center near Brovary, as well as an industrial facility and a fuel and lubricants depot. Moscow claims the depot stored up to 8,000 cubic meters of fuel intended for Ukraine's armed forces. Russian military channels have since released footage they say shows the strikes on industrial and logistics infrastructure around Brovary. The Russian claims extend to Ukraine's Black Sea and Danube port network. Moscow says strike drones hit weapons and military equipment depots at the port of Reni. In Chornomorsk, Russia says 2 dry cargo ships carrying ammunition and military materiel were hit, along with a petroleum, oil, and lubricants tank. Earlier strikes were also reported around Chornomorsk and Yuzhny. The claims about the vessels and damage have not been independently verified. Taken together, the Russian claims point to a broader strategy, hitting Ukraine's military supply chain away from the front. The targets described by Moscow span weapons production, drone assembly, ammunition storage, fuel, logistics, ports, and even intelligence infrastructure. Russian forces also claim a Geran-4 drone destroyed a Ukrainian signal intelligence post in Kalinivka, while another strike reportedly hit a UAV command post. And this is happening as fighting intensifies across the battlefield. Ukraine's General Staff says Russian forces carried out 238 combat engagements over the previous 24 hours. The heaviest fighting was reported around Pokrovsk, with 32 attacks, and Kostiantynivka, with 26. Ukrainian forces also reported 15 Russian attacks each in the Kupiansk and Sloviansk directions, and 16 in the Huliaipol sector. Ukraine says Russia used more than 10,800 kamikaze drones, 278 guided aerial bombs, and 44 cruise, air and sea-launched missiles over the same 24-hour period. Kyiv also claims its forces struck 6 Russian command posts and 3 areas where Russian personnel were concentrated. Ukraine says Russia suffered more than 1,390 personnel losses, along with losses of tanks, artillery, air defense systems, vehicles, and drones. These figures are battlefield claims from the Ukrainian military and have not been independently verified. The picture emerging from both sides' statements is of pressure building on 2 fronts, at the front line and deep inside Ukraine's military infrastructure. Russia says it is attacking the factories, fuel, logistics hubs and ports that keep Ukraine's war machines supplied. Ukraine, meanwhile, reports hundreds of Russian assaults and continue striking Russian command and support positions. Whether these attacks can actually disrupt Ukraine's ability to sustain the war may become the next critical test of this escalating campaign.